Figuring out how to move forward when life or business are hard can be an incredible challenge. However, it's especially important for small business owners and solopreneurs. If you don't work to stay grounded and keep moving, you risk getting stuck, backsliding, or getting in your own way. Today, I'm sharing 5 ways to move forward when you're facing challenges in your business or in your personal life. For many people, the goal in business and in life is to be happy and successful. And that makes sense, sure. However, life is 50-50 overall in terms of positive and negative emotion. Inevitably, you'll experience challenges as a small business owner, both in your personal life and your professional life. A quick note about the information in this video. The information contained here, they're all suggestions only, and they're not meant to be prescriptive. Take what helps you and what serves you, and just leave the rest. It's also important to recognize that you may be facing challenges that require the help of a caring mental health professional, someone like a therapist or psychiatrist or psychologist. These steps are not intended to replace mental health treatment if and when it's needed. Okay, now that the red tape is out of the way, let's talk about 5 steps that you can take to move forward when you're facing a challenge in your personal life or in your business. First, practice self-compassion. When you're facing tough times, the last thing you need is extra stress, criticism, and pressure coming from yourself. As humans, our typical tendency might be to criticize ourselves. That can be really a slippery slope, though. It can turn into blaming or belittling or even berating ourselves. That behavior may seem normal, but it can have potentially devastating psychological consequences. When you're facing a difficult situation, self-criticism adds an unnecessary extra layer of suffering on top of an already tough emotional state. So, what can you do instead? The answer is twofold. First, approach yourself with kindness and compassion, the same way you might treat a close friend or a loved one who would be going through something similar. Have compassion for the fact that you're a human being who's facing a challenge. Be kind and gentle with yourself rather than mean or harsh. Having self-compassion doesn't mean that you're letting yourself off the hook or giving yourself a pass, though. The second part of this answer is to give yourself compassionate but constructive feedback. A really simple way to do this is to be honest with yourself about 3 things. Number 1, what went well? Number 2, what didn't go well? And number 3, what changes do you want to make as a result going forward? A big dose of self-compassion mixed with gentle but frank feedback from yourself will help you move forward in the midst of a personal or professional challenge. Next, take care of your neurological system. Stress can wreak havoc on the human body, especially the neurological system. When you're facing a hard period in your business or in your life, it can be really tempting to try and outwork the problem. However, demanding more and more and more of an already taxed neurological system and brain and body almost never solves the issue without creating additional health-related consequences. What's the answer then? Well, I'm not suggesting that you just kick back and watch your life or business metaphorically burn down. Not at all. Rather, it's about giving your mind and body the time and space to decompress and recover. The human neurological system wasn't designed to go nonstop for long periods without consequences, especially during times of increased stress. Taking care of your neurological system will look a little bit different for everyone, but here are just a few suggestions. Try the ones that resonate with you or just make up your own. First, spend time relaxing by yourself. If you're an introvert especially, this can really help you recharge. Skip non-essential events and activities that feel draining to you in terms of your energy. Spend time with a supported loved one. Engage in activities that you enjoy as long as they don't drain you. Spend time away from screens. Do some light exercise. Take time to process your emotions. Practice yoga. Meditate. Spend time volunteering, again, as long as it doesn't drain you. Watch a funny movie or read a good book. Spend time in nature. And One of my personal favorites, schedule time to do nothing. If you don't already know which activities help you decompress and recover physically, mentally, and emotionally, try a few things out and see what works for you. During stressful times, the human neurological system often needs extra time and space for recovery. Making that a priority is a gift of compassion and love to yourself. Next, embrace the long term perspective. Hard times in your business or your professional life almost always include uncomfortable emotions. Fear, stress, worry, overwhelm, lack of control, uncertainty. Any or all of those could pop up depending on what you're facing. When humans are faced with uncomfortable emotions in the moment, they can be tempted to make decisions that provide immediate emotional relief. That might mean quitting or giving in or making another decision that doesn't serve your long term best interest. One little nugget of wisdom that I frequently offer to my clients is to avoid making long term decisions based on short term emotions. Quitting and giving in aren't wrong, and you get to decide what you do. However, if you quit an important long term goal that means something to you because of a temporary state of emotion or stress or pressure, you might regret it later on. Sometimes quitting is the best choice. Other times, it's a way out of emotional discomfort that costs you the progress and growth that you desire. To counteract this short term thinking, don't just focus on how difficult things are right now. Instead, consider the longer term perspective. Here are some questions to help you do that. How consequential will this time or this event be a month from now, 6 months from now, or even a year or 5 years from now? What outcome do you want to create, and why is that important to you? How can you take care of yourself and make sure that you and your family or your employees, whoever else you're responsible for, will be okay in the end? Knowing that the stress of the current situation is temporary, how do you want to think and feel about this situation to help get yourself through it? When you're experiencing strong negative emotions as part of a stressful period or stressful event in your life or your business, remembering that there will be life after this particular stressful can be super helpful. Next, take one step at a time. When figuring out how to move forward during a difficult period in your business or in your life, it can be easy to feel really overwhelmed. You might even see the solution to the problem, but it can seem so complex or difficult or far away that you start feeling stuck or helpless. When my clients have these experiences, I encourage them to focus on taking one step forward at a time. Stress can make problem solving and critical thinking more difficult, and taking baby steps can help alleviate that issue. Whether it's an issue in your business or your personal life, ask yourself, what's the very next thing I can do to move forward in this situation? This can be helpful because the human brain, especially in times of stress, can easily feel overwhelmed when faced with the perceived enormity of the work that's to be done. Or I see the solution, but it just feels so big and difficult and like it's going to be so much work. That can be really overwhelming to the brain. Or if you don't see the solution, it can be overwhelming even to think about finding a solution. But by focusing on taking one step at a time, you can eliminate some of that overwhelm while you also help yourself move forward. You might be wondering, what if I try to take a step forward and it ends up being the wrong choice? If the step you take doesn't turn out as planned, that's okay. It's another opportunity for self compassion, constructive feedback, adjusting, and trying again. Finally, moving forward during a difficult period can also include seeking support from others. Talking out tough situations with a supportive friend, a loved one, a mental health professional, a coach like myself, or even a mentor can be incredibly helpful. Seeking support can help you process your thoughts and feelings. It can also help you assess different perspectives and even gain a little bit of objectivity around the situation. Supportive social contact can also help you feel less alone, ease stress, and of course, build relationships. For small business owners and solopreneurs specifically, it may be helpful to talk with another small business owner whom you trust about what you're struggling with. No matter the situation, sometimes it just helps to talk with someone who's been through what you're experiencing or has at least been through something similar. If you do choose to seek support, sometimes it can help to let the other person know what you're looking for specifically, if anything at all. If you just need to vent and you're not looking for advice, that might be worth mentioning. Or if you are looking for advice, asking someone directly for their insights could also be helpful. As I said at the beginning of the video, hard situations in business and in life are going to happen. The response you choose will dictate whether you move forward or stay stuck or even start backsliding. While some challenges may necessitate the help of a qualified mental health professional, there are plenty of others that won't. Here's a quick recap of how to move forward when you're facing a hard but manageable situation in life or in your business. Practice self compassion paired with constructive feedback. Take care of your neurological system. Embrace the long term perspective. Take one step forward at a time and seek support. If you're a small business owner or solopreneur facing a tough time in your business or your life, here are a few things to know. First, hardships are normal. Next, there is a path forward. And finally, you don't have to do it alone. As a time management and productivity coach for small business owners and solopreneurs, I help my clients navigate the mental and emotional side of business so that they can get more done and ultimately continue moving forward. If that kind of support sounds amazing to you, schedule a free call with me. We'll talk about what's happening in your life and your business, the results you'd like to create, and how you could get there. Hey, thank you so much for checking out my content. My name is Amy Shield, time management, productivity, and mindset coach for small business owners and solopreneurs. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye-bye.